What's up, champs? It's Langston 2 Live back with another reaction, and we have Inside Return of a Land, the group makings of a white only community in Arkansas. Let's check it out.
Arkansas, in the southern United States.
Welcome to Little Rock, where the local time is 4.
Little Rock, huh?
For the last few years, I've been exploring how an ethno-nationalist movement has been organising online. A network that aims to define countries by ethnicity, but which links across borders.
It's the commercial, though. Oh, that's my YouTube
And
intro.
this is the place that one group has chosen to put that into radical, real-world action.
You want a white nation? Build a white town. It can be done, and we're doing it.
It is an extreme view, but it draws on more familiar arguments. That mass immigration is out of control, that Western societies are in danger of losing their fundamental character as a result.
So one of the arguments here is that this isn't about persecution of an ethnic identity, but protection of an ethnic identity, and that identity happens to be white. So we're going here now up into these pretty remote woods to really put that to the test.
We are driving deep into the Ozark Mountains.
The Ozarks.
Leaders are
Hey, I remember my mom used to send me out to a Christian camp out in the Ozarks called Kids Across America. I ain't know none of this was going on. I don't think she knew any of this was going on either. I don't think I would have been out there. Hey, I'm just glad I'm safe.
not from
Oh my
Arkansas,
God.
and they've chosen these remote parts for a reason. All the locals I spoke to knew only a little about the group, if anything.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's not my choice.
Yeah, but do you think they should have the freedom to
Yeah.
do it?
That's what they want to do.
I think it's kind of a little fishy around here, but just be safe.
The
Locals
leader of the
knowing.
group is called Eric Orwell, and he's invited me to spend a few days with them.
Hey, Eric.
He insists what he is doing here is entirely legal, and that's key, because if it is, it could be a blueprint for many other communities to come.
Welcome to the Ozarks.
Hey, a blueprint for us? Yeah. All right.
Thank you very much.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors
What's up,
are.
Shelley?
And that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture. Yeah, not just white, but white American.
But what this sounds like is...
What is your
bringing back
culture?
segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
Preserving, yes, preserving. That's what he said.
Well, I mean, it's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out.
You don't let everyone into your home.
160 acres taking shape, forest cleared, roads laid, cabins built. Around 40 people live here.
How many
Hundreds more from
acres did they
across the
say?
world have paid to be members. And I'm intrigued
Nah,
to
this
find
not
out
AI.
what motivates people to give up their old lives for this.
We met here.
Oh, you met here? I guess he came here...
I met her on like day 3. So.
Oh my God, what
This
a
is a form
story.
of a cult. This
It
has
beats
to be a
Tinder,
form of a
doesn't it?
cult.
Like,
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it was.
David and Caitlyn not only met here, they got married last month.
Over
They
100
wouldn't be
acres.
here without social media.
Somebody had posted a video of Eric.
yeah.
I saw videos of them actually building stuff on the land. I was like, oh man, I gotta come check this out.
And I figure if there's nothing else like this in the country, like it should at least exist.
Yeah.
Like, do people really think that we should never be able to choose our neighbors?
It wouldn't be controversial for any other racial group to do the same thing.
I think it'd be quite controversial.
Well, if you don't have rules.
Whoa, that would be. Come on, dog. You don't think it's going to be. If anything, it's more controversial for anybody else to do it besides y'all. What? They're probably the only people that's going to get the regulation to be able to do something like this. You see, they selling plots and stuff like that. We wouldn't be able to lock ourselves off in 100 acres and then ain't nobody coming to go check on us. Randall, ain't no cops coming to just, hey, what y'all got going on in here? Somebody would have been cutting the bolts on the gate.
Then, anyone of any race can come and be your neighbor, and they're watching the news, which is telling you that white people are, the cause of all your problems and all the ills of society, and suddenly, your children are much less safe because there's a lot of violence, anti-white violence, happening to white people and white children, and so...
Specifically sort of motivated by racism against white people. What sort of things the heavens are about to...
Yeah.
I'd like to continue talking, but the rain starts and it comes down hard. The residents shelter in their cabins and night falls. The next morning. This is how the average weekend works at Return to the Land, or RTTL. What they call a work party, made up of residents, but also new recruits who have come to check out the project. It is hot, hard work. To join RTTL, you have to sign up to the Private Members Association, or PMA. And there are strict criteria for membership, as Scott Thomas, a board member and one of the founding fathers here, explains.
Amish is different, though.
To be PMA member.
Amish is different. I feel like that's something we probably should look more into, like just the neighborhoods and the people of the Amish, right? Because they have their own communities and stuff like that too. But I don't think it's like the difference between the Amish. I mind you, I have to do more research, but I don't think it's like circled around racism, right? They don't hate everyone else. Like the Amish, I'm pretty sure they're welcoming, like to some other races.
To live here.
Yeah.
So you have to be someone of European heritage.
The group's logo, based on a Nordic rune, draws on that heritage. It is the PMA that the group believes makes this all legal. Once members have been vetted on ethnicity and other grounds, they can buy shares in the Limited Liability Company, or LLC. Those shares translate to acres of land that they can build on. Peter Seri is the brains behind the legal side of things.
Civil Rights Act is there for a reason, and this is a way around it.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll survive contact with the legal system, the courts, if it came to that?
Hopefully.
Do you think it's racist or not? Do you reject that term? Do you embrace it?
I don't know about that term. I mean, people use it in a lot of different ways. I'm sure there's a lot of people on the internet who would call me racist. I don't really know or care whether that term applies to me or not.
Bro, he answered that way because he on camera.
Scott, what do you think?
Yeah, I almost don't know what racist means anymore.
Oh, bullshit.
There's a prejudice towards someone who's from a different ethnicity.
Well, actually, the modern definition of racism, according to critical race theory, all white people are racist automatically.
A lot of the
What did y'all suggest in the Discord? Y'all just be dropping any types of links in the Discord at this point for us to watch.
This is reaction to left-wing identity politics, critical race theory, and movements like Black Lives Matter. And fundamentally, this is identity politics, but white identity politics. And what they're building here is a safe space for people of European ancestry.
It's exclusionary, it's sort of an attempt at segregation.
Right.
Is that fair?
Probably.
While the men labour at the roadside, the women of Return to the Land are at work too, looking after the 6 children who live and are homeschooled here full-time. And they're preparing food for the weekly community dinner. The theme tonight, colonial.
I don't know, dinner's really important. I like feeding people. So
I think this is cult. This is very cult. Am I right or wrong for that?
When we first got the land here, there were only about 5 guys. I was living 40 minutes from here, and Jennifer was the first, family to be on the land full time. So we started community dinners back then, and it would be pretty relaxed because there weren't many people. But it is nice. It's slowly growing. So.
They've come here to live for a variety of reasons, but their dedication to the mission is absolute.
My name's Nikki, N-I-K-I. I'm 32.
Cool.
I'm a lady.
My name's Allison, A-L-I-S-O-N. I'm 29.
Right.
And Caitlyn, C-A-I-T-L-I-N. I'm 31.
I think people just have a large misunderstanding of what's happening here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the biggest
Well, tell us. Please tell us. Enlighten us.
Well,
That we hate everyone else. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not about that.
Yeah,
By any
it's a loving movement.
I mean, on that aspect
Loving
of it being
movement.
loving, I suppose the counter argument would be it could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do, and I think that's great for them.
Where? Anybody know any black communities that we don't have to include everyone else in? If you got an idea, let me know.
If other people are allowed to do it, I don't really see why whites aren't allowed to do it. It doesn't make any sense.
But the goal is to have lots of these communities and for it maybe not to be rural, for there to be cities on the same basis, right?
Yeah, that would be neat. I look forward to seeing how this movement grows over time.
There are other ways to increase numbers.
They're all running
Nikki,
around the
Caitlyn, and
fact
Allison
that they
all met their
don't
partners at the community. And RTTL
don't
is
like
explicit about this.
other.
It has
you know,
an online fundraiser to give
other people
cash
that are
rewards
not
to
in the
parents of
community.
newborns as a means to incentivize population growth. Just before we arrived, they had donated $1,000 to a family for having their 6th child.
Is that part of the mission as well, to sort of have big families, to make the community bigger? Is there a sort of pressure there?
I don't think so. I don't feel particularly myself, I don't feel any pressure to like have a big family. I think there's a kind of expectation here that you do want to, as part of helping grow this thing, that you're going to have kids.
My Discord link is expired. Put !Discord in chat. Do !Discord in chat. I'm dropping new link right now, y'all. Everybody should go to link in bio. You should be able to join Discord link that way too. I don't know if you're just trolling me or not, but I'm gonna drop a new link for y'all. Screenshot it. You can join that way, but link in bio should work. And that link works too. Y'all can screenshot that and just put it in your web browser.
There's not a lot to show around here. I basically just have the whole pasture area.
Peter is unattached. This is his homestead. He's been on a journey. He told me he used to be a liberal, a hippie even.
The knife is a tool. It has to be very sharp in order to cut properly.
He founded a commune in Ecuador, an intentional community based not on ethnicity, but veganism.
So this is your lot?
Yeah.
But he's also immersed in internet
So,
culture.
what I have to
who's
say
denied-
is, when you make communities like this, right, and you don't want other people to come into your community, why do you think it's right for you to come into our community, as in the community that's outside of yours, to still use our resources? You still have to come to the grocery store. You still have to come in to come get your materials and supplies. So you think that you can take over, and then on top of that, these probably be the same people, if anything happens to them in our communities, they want to be saved by our policemen. No. Don't use it when it's convenient for you. How about you just stay on your little 100 plot land and you figure it out? Just figure it out. Because when someone becomes distraught and mentally disoriented and wants to become the life taker, the caretaker of life in your community, I want you to call someone when you're scared because you don't have any way to handle the couple people that want to go on this like rampage and take over. Ooh, yo, they gonna be quick to be like 911. Hey, can you come up to the top of the hill in the Ozarks? I need your help now. This man is going crazy. You can't have both. And I hope that if this is what y'all want to do, we figure out some laws to make sure y'all can't use my tax dollars anymore. We're going to make sure, if that's the case, don't use my shit.
It's in provoking reactions, a troll. On the group chat on the messaging app Telegram, he's posted the numbers 1488. The 14 refers to the 14 words, a white supremacist slogan. And H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. So 88 means HH, which means Heil Hitler.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, I use it as kind of like a funny comment throwback.
As part of that Nazi discussion, another frequent topic on the online chat is the Holocaust.
These are the type of people that in a couple of generations they'll be all related to each other. Three eyes.
Usually minimized, sometimes even mocked.
But the Holocaust, stands as a unique crime in the history of
Well, that's your
humanity,
opinion.
really.
I think the Holodomor was much worse than the Holocaust. That's my opinion. I mean, we're allowed to have opinions.
Yeah, well, you can say that, but
that's my opinion.
Another frequent topic on the online chat is the Holocaust. Usually minimized, sometimes even mocked.
But the Holocaust, stands as a unique crime in the history of
Well, that's your
humanity,
opinion.
really.
I think the Holodomor was much worse than the Holocaust. That's my opinion.
I'm going to look that up.
I mean, we're allowed to have opinions.
Yeah, well, we can say they're both bad. The Holocaust was bad.
But do you know anything about the Holodomor?
Yeah, in Ukraine,
Right.
the famine, I know a little bit about it, and I know it was awful too, and
Right,
it's sort of
right.
deliberate, but we can also agree the Holocaust is bad.
Well, we don't have to say that one was objectively worse than the other.
I'm not saying
but-
one. I'm not saying
Exactly. Right? Because I don't think that people should compare. Right? Because we all know slavery is the worst. I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, our shit lasts for 500 years. And let's really talk about it. Y'all shit only lasts for like 4 or 5 years. I'm like, all of it's wrong. All of it's wrong. But you can't say here, you can't say 500 years ain't worse than all of them.
saying like, was the Holocaust a bad thing?
So basically all I'm saying is that I don't really see it as concerning that people are talking about Hitler when it's acceptable, it's publicly socially acceptable in the United States for leftists to support Chairman Mao.
It's quite difficult to agree on even the very bare minimum here.
It's just interesting, sort of, when we're coming to talking about the Holocaust, it's always about something else. And
They would never try that
most
shit
people
today.
would agree the Holocaust was
That's
a
not
bad thing.
existent.
Right.
The only way they
You're
can
not
get slaves
willing
is if they
to
lock us up.
Agree with that.
What, do you want to talk about the whole? I mean, it
It's
seems
fine. No,
like an interesting subject, but
It is an interesting subject, but I also think that was a bad thing, but I think the Holocaust was a bad thing too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, are you,
Both of
are you
them.
asking
Well,
me a
no,
question?
I'm asking you, do you think the Holocaust was bad?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Holocaust was bad.
Okay. Get it somewhere.
RTTL is based on exclusion, but that also means building community for those allowed inside.
Okay, thank y'all for educating the chat.
This isn't just
Thank y'all for
our
educating the
cameras'
chat about
benefits
the
to
situation.
present a veneer of clean, healthy living. It's central to the project.
It's exactly what they were doing to Gaza.
Like many far-right movements before them, RTTL's mission
it
is
was
to show
mass
that by excluding others,
Ukraine
they can live purer,
lasted
more
from
natural
1930
lives.
to 1933. So you telling me that shit lasted 3 years? What did I just say? 500. Y'all stop comparing that shit? Please stop comparing that shit.
As they put it on their website, to cultivate wholesomeness, beauty, health, and hope.
That shit lasts 3 to 5 years. It's wrong
Let's
and it's
talk
very
about
impactful. Stop trying to say, trying
As
to
much
degrade
as
art.
RTTL might like,
Our
they do
shit
not
that we have to
exist
live
in a separate world.
generations.
Pocahontas is the nearest town to the settlement. And hope means something different for Pat Johnson.
I'm Tom.
I'm Pat.
Oh, you're Pat. Lovely to meet you, Pat. How are you?
We met her before we went up into the hills.
Oh,
It was
Lord.
about 25
This is the first black person we've seen.
students that attended school here,
The
on
whole
and off.
time, yeah. So it's really tiny. There you are,
Yes.
second from bottom. How old are you in that photo?
Oh, this was the only all-black
I don't know,
school.
I think probably about 12 or 13.
This is the school she attended in the 1950s, a school for black children only, because she was not allowed to be educated with white people. Unlike the members of Return to the Land, she is Arkansas born and bred. For the first 15 years of her life, she lived under segregation.
We could not go to school together. We couldn't eat together. We couldn't do everyday things together. Each day that you leave your home, you were under rejection.
And Pat had hoped those days had gone.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful, and you don't know who to trust.
When I explain what Return to the Land is doing, just half an hour's drive away, she's not so sure. And in her eyes, there's one main reason for that.
And I feel like that's the change of, and I'm just going to say, I think it's the change of our presidency. That's what I'm going to say, because I feel like that's where the change is. It's allowing people to have the right to be open for hatred.
That may be a feeling, but it is also backed by the data. These are all the white supremacist incidents, demonstrations, leafleting, recruitment drives, meetups.
Who sees their state? We should all say something, as long as you ain't in this one right here. What the hell is NM? That's the only one that ain't got much going on. New Mexico. Everywhere else is crazy. Nevada ain't that bad. I'm like, it's on the borders of it. I'm in Oklahoma. Y'all see how that's going.
Over the last 4 years in the US, tracked by ACLED, an organization that monitors violent conflict and protest. There has
Everybody
been a
drop where they
dramatic
from.
increase over
Everybody
that
drop
period.
drop
It has
where they
become
from.
a background thrum
In chat.
of nationalist activity. Patriot Front
Come to
is the
Twitch.
most active
Come to
white
Twitch for a
nationalist
full screen.
organisation in the US right now, according to ACLED. Its leader is Thomas Rousseau.
Foreign races have never successfully assimilated en masse into American culture and nationality.
And the group has tight links to Return to the Land. Eric and Thomas speak on each other's podcasts and have fast-track membership for both organisations.
Comfy?
Feels good?
Yeah.
It's about time we spoke to
I never trusted people that have ears like this.
Eric.
Less than 50% of children born today in the US are white. I'm white, my kids are white. There is something to your background that informs who you are, your sense of identity. And we don't want that sense of identity being taken away from us involuntarily. So we're taking control of that situation and creating an environment where my kids can celebrate their identity.
He don't
and
look
not have
real.
It, threatened from outside, I guess.
But why is that threatening you? Why is that an issue that you've had to address? You know, there will always be white people.
Well, I'm feeling a little nervous now in the interview.
Yeah.
We are forced to accept people into our neighborhoods, into our businesses, and into our lives.
Harmony, thank you for the follow on Twitch.
Who won't share our background, who won't share many of our cultural priors, even moral priors. We don't have a rule stating, if you have X amount of non-European ancestry, you're definitely out. In many cases, yeah, that would disqualify someone.
Were I to apply to the PMA and my views were different, I'd probably be allowed in. Do you think that's likely? I know it's a case-by-case basis, but just off the top of your head.
Yeah, possibly. We
Nope.
Accept.
Nope. Nope. He's on camera. You see that stutter? I'm on camera. I'll say yes. They're gonna scold me for this. What? Look how he was struggling to answer that question.
We don't have a rule. Accept people into our neighborhoods, into our businesses, and into our lives who won't share our background, who won't share many of our cultural priors, even moral priors. We don't have a rule stating, if you have X amount of non-European ancestry, you're definitely out. In many cases, yeah, that would disqualify someone.
were I to apply to the PMA and my views were different, I'd probably be allowed in. Do you think that's likely? I know it's a case-by-case basis, but just off the top of your head.
Yeah, possibly we would accept you in the PMA.
I don't understand white American culture, but you'd rather have me in that case. I just wonder, though, whether some people watching this, having heard all this intellectualizing, this rhetoric, would say, fine, but actually at heart, this is just, it is just prejudice, it is just bigotry, it is just lowest common denominator racism dressed up in these arguments.
And I would just question the moral frame. Why is it wrong to identify with your own people, want an integrated culture where you can be yourself?
Just to boil it down to what for you is the definition of racism?
When I was a kid, I suppose I interpreted racism to be judging someone solely on the basis of their race. And is that a good or bad thing? I think this basic moral consensus treats it as automatically a bad thing without a lot of reflection.
He's running around bro, he just ran around what he thought and tried to give us a bullshit freaking definition. Why you ain't speaking for yourself? Stop speaking about what everybody trying to change the perception of what it is. This man did not answer the question. He tried to give us a whole runaround. You see why they cut it? They cut to a whole nother scene because they knew he was on bullshit. He was probably running around he was probably drugged that on for at least 5 minutes and did not answer the question.
This is my last day here, and before I go, I want to speak to John. Not a leader like Eric or Pete or Scott, but an acolyte, a young one and newly arrived. He's only been here a month.
So I'm trying to knock off some of this more good topsoil, give it some more...
We'd seen him when we first came up. He guided us in on his bicycle.
It's just you have a community where you feel like you belong here. You have people you can talk to, and I can't explain it. It's too beautiful. It's nice.
He'd been working on Scott's new house over the weekend. In return for his labour, he gets cheap rent. John dropped out of college, and he's worked jobs all over the United States. He's 26, younger than the leaders who are all in their 30s. If they are the recruiters, he is the perfect recruit. And for John, the primary motivation was financial.
Yeah, John's just out there.
It's an economic decision.
He's probably been on the run.
And, everything else just kind of falls in line. Yeah. But the main thing to me is cheap land. Everything else is a bonus.
You like being an outdoors person?
Yep. Got a loft up top, and this is the main area.
It's a living area down here. So it's quite comfy, right?
It is quite comfy. As for excluding people, I don't see it that way. We're trying to embrace our culture and our heritage. It's been denigrated, if you ask me. We've turned into a melting pot of a country for a long time now.
There is one last thing before...
They don't even know what their culture and heritage is in this case right now, because none of them have even... All they keep saying is their culture and their heritage of American. They have not told us a name. They've never gave us, what is it? Because not all Caucasians are accepted here. So did they just make up their own, they made up their own family tree? I think that, they're lost. These people are definitely just lost people. They're probably people that like knitting, smoking pot, and quilting, being outdoors. Can't help these type of people.
Concert put on.
Unpopular opinion. I'd rather your ass be up there doing your own shit. Stay far away from me. I think Karens need a freaking land of their own as well. How about we just start weeding some of these people out and just y'all go ahead, y'all have your own community. Matter of fact, at first I was like, as long as y'all don't come and use our resources, I'm cool. If y'all want to go out there, go out there. But let's go ahead. If you're gonna do it big out. Go ahead, be yourself out there. Stay away from us. Karens, y'all go find y'all one. Who else we need? Who else need their own little population? I ain't gonna lie to you. Matter of fact, let's just say it, YNs, go ahead and y'all go find your own shit too. I'm tired of y'all niggas too. Anybody that wears a ski mask in 100-degree weather, y'all go find a plot your damn self too. Well, let's weed them all out. Let's weed everybody out at this point. I'm cool with that.
This first piece that Peter and I are performing, it's called The Virginia Colonies by Fred Cooper.
You know what? These are the exact people that were on Sinners. Oh yeah. I see it now. These were the people on Sinners. They were the vampires.
Eric himself takes the stage.
This is a Baroque flute, also known as the German.
He
flute.
looks exactly like the guy. It's all coming. Oh, that movie was on to something. I get it now.
The penny whistle, it was a very popular instrument in colonial America.
It's not easy to look tough with a flute,
Am I tripping?
even if it's German. But the audience is rapt.
Oh, no, I don't need to listen to that. No tubs, no shower. I did not see no water supplies
Would
out there
America
at
be
all.
better as a white nation state?
They going to the river.
Better in what sense?
Would you prefer, completely blank slate, America is just an ethnically white country?
I would probably feel more comfortable there because I'm white, and that's the way that this country was when my ancestors came.
I'm going to let you know right now. If you're around the right black people, you're going to feel more comfortable around us than you do with your own. I'm going to be completely honest. Hospitality is real. Southern hospitality. Especially if you come with some act right and act like you are willing to learn. You're going to feel more comfortable with us than anybody else. Your own people really be turning on
Came here.
You also talk about Hitler in your videos a couple of times.
We got some bad. We got some bad apples. Don't get me wrong. We got some bad apples. But a lot of our bad apples are definitely systemically made from crack baby. You feel me? Like y'all made that. Y'all fucked our community up, and we right now are just going through a time where a lot of these YNs are definitely raised by crack, but it's all good. That's eventually gonna fade away because we have the internet now. I believe a lot of these younger kids are definitely becoming a lot smarter than the parents that made kids in the 90s or the 80s and 90s.
People are waiting around for a new Hitler to come, and he said he's not going to show up. You have to do the work for that Hitler to arrive.
Hitler is a very controversial historical figure. I think the mainstream view is one-sided. It's informed by World War II propaganda, but also the contrary position that Hitler did nothing wrong that many people online say, that's also a one-sided view. I think all historical figures are complex, multidimensional, but when I say you're gonna have to wait for that new Hitler to arise, I'm not saying you're gonna have to wait for a new person to start a new Holocaust. I'm saying you're gonna have to wait for a charismatic leader who's going to advocate for your interests, because that's how a lot of people see Hitler. I'm addressing how they think of Hitler, not my own view.
There are other
this man's been hit upside the head a couple of times. I ain't gonna lie to you. Buddy don't know
there
what.
Are two other groups, actually three, organizing. One in Appalachia, one in the Pacific Northwest, and then another one here in Arkansas.
So this is the growing movement.
Right now
is
it's
their
growing
leader.
Very quickly. Yeah, we have applicants every week. I would like to see more communities so that people in all parts of the U.S. have this as an option if they want it. I would also like to see us network and branch out internationally to a greater extent.
Is there anything you want to talk about that I haven't asked about?
I kind of want to ask you, after seeing this, do you think what we're doing is immoral?
Yeah, I
lie.
do.
Yeah?
Yeah. And that's...
Give him a round of applause, guys. I don't even know where my round of applause button is. Thank you for being honest to him, to his face. Thank you for letting him know that what they're doing is not right. Coming from your own. Love to see it. Love to see it.
It's not, for me, it is more the objection. I think the way we've talked about it is, I don't think it is like a country club. That's the difference. I don't think this is sort of free association. I think you are depriving people of a fundamental right to housing. That's how I see this issue. And I think the reason I'm asking those questions about where it goes from here, I think that is a thought experiment, but I think if you replicated it large, I think I would be unhappy with how that looked if it were in my country and if I were on the receiving end of it.
You think intentional communities shouldn't be able to associate how they like?
Not on the basis of race. And the
Lay it to him. I like that. I like this guy. Matter of fact, you get a freaking thumbs up now. I like your video. Yeah, you being blatantly honest with these people. I love that. I love when people could be honest.
Arkansas State Attorney General told us, "This is the first I've heard
I like
of
this
these
guy now.
allegations. Racial discrimination has no place in Arkansas or anywhere in a free society. These allegations raise all sorts of legal issues, including constitutional concerns. My office is reviewing the matter."
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. He said, hey, we not only gonna do this video, but we gonna get the evidence. We gonna allow them to talk, give them the opportunity to express what they're doing. But after all of this has been taking place and I've heard them out, we're going to take all this information and give it to the high authorities because this should not be allowed to be done in Arkansas and nowhere else in America. And I'm all for that. I'm glad that he did a deep search dive into this kind of thing because at the end of the day, let's say this does blow up and this becomes something that is they're able to actually make a shift or change in Arkansas. That is a scary situation for other people that are below that mountain. That these people can now have the confidence to assemble their own army, their own manpower to go then be harm to others. That is essentially how the Triple K has arise, probably, right? Allowing a small community to grow where they now have had too much confidence to then overtake other areas and neighborhoods that they abandoned. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all let me know. Maybe I got some L takes in here, but I'm all for the truth to come out, and I'm not really for like any form of segregation. And I feel like this is a form of segregation and racism. I know I could play around and stuff like that and be like, hey, let's all, I played around a little bit in this video because, my comical like thoughts and stuff. But at the same time, I don't think this is acceptable. I don't think that you think it's acceptable if you actually listen into detail of this whole video. But you can also let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Maybe a different perception because I believe conversation is meant to hear both sides. Your conversation is never going to persuade me to think opposite. It's just allowing me to be enlightened to your thought process. So let me know what you know in the comments and share it to a friend. I love to have it, but don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.